Hello, everyone. Welcome to the DPB Podcast. This is episode number 54 for the week of August 22nd, 2016.
And due to technical difficulties, you guys won't, for those who are watching on YouTube, you guys will not be able to see our faces, but you can still hear us and still see the pins that we're talking about. So let's get started.
Lots and lots happening. It is great to be part of the initial podcast for Disney Pins Blog. Disney Pins Blog podcast of the Disney Pins Blog and the Disney Pins Blog, the Disney Pins Blog podcast. We hope to hear all about it.
Welcome back, everyone. It is Ryan and Matt with Disney Pins Blog, and it is Pixar Party Pin Event Week. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. We are days away. It's 4 days away to the big event, and I cannot wait for it. I have I almost have them all packed. Are you packed?
Yeah, actually, just before we started here, I got a lot of my traders ready. Got my luggage out, so yeah, I'm getting ready to go. Cannot wait for Thursday to come on down and pick up my pins at Coronado, and excited for the big weekend.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. We have plenty of things lined up for this weekend: videos, blog posts. I know Ryan's working on a Snapchat. We're trying to do some Facebook Lives, a lot of stuff on Facebook. So check on our social, our website, on our YouTube channel. We're going to be busy everywhere. And I'm really excited for it. And later on this podcast, we're going to talk about a special Pixar party for our Disney Chit Chat, so stay tuned for that.
Definitely. It's going to be a great time.
Yes, it is.
All right, before we get into the pin news for this week, just wanted to hop over to the forums. And we have our news section in there for the DPB podcast, where we have topics in there every week, and you guys can comment, and we'll read them off. So, Matt, you want to jump in and read?
Yeah. I'm really happy to see that people are commenting on the discussion. Last week we wrote what's next to leave Disney parks, and so we have Peter Pan commented that he agreed with us about the Ellen building that needs to go, but he's looking. He wants big changes for the Future World area, and he's fine with Mission Space leaving, but he wants more of a space-themed family attraction to take its place, and I agree with him. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good replacement. Definitely. And Air Abu 23. Writes, it seems that Disney wants to make what they currently have better rather than making a new park, which is true. I'm not sure if they have a lot of room for a new park, but I know they're trying to. It's kind of like with Maelstrom for that example. They got rid of that, which was old. They put in something new, which is better, which is Frozen. But he did suggest that he would like a villains park if they were to make a new park. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. I think that's going to be a Disney chit chat for another day. I mean, it would have been today if it wasn't for the Pixar party hype, but we will not forget about that topic, and we'll talk about that on a different day, because I think that would be a whole villains park. How would that turn out? What the rides would be like? I think that'd be pretty cool.
Definitely.
And also on a comment, somebody commented on the one we did 2 weeks ago on staying cool at Walt Disney World, and he mentioned that another good place to cool down is in Main Street, where you can hop in between the AC and the shops, as well as you can pin trade. And so that's a good thing, just going like in and out of the stores on Main Street. So I think that's a pretty cool.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that one. I've done that before. Even if it's raining, you can just cruise down through those shops and pin trade along the way. It's awesome.
And that comment was by I believe Climb $87. I forgot to mention his name. So so that's definitely a good thing down Main Street. I didn't really think about it, but they do have. If it's hot, go in that AC.
Definitely. All right, cool. Well, thanks guys for commenting, and we'll continue this for next week.
Yeah, we love to hear all the comments, so keep them coming.
Definitely. All right, let's head into the pin news for this and last week. First, we want to start off with our sponsored giveaway by Mel the Magic. They picked a winner for those 2 pins that were given away on our website. You just had to take the survey to enter, and the winner was Sarah from Minnesota. There's a video up on the website that they did, and you can check it out and see the pins that they gave away. Very cool giveaway. So congrats, Sarah, and thanks for everyone who entered. There was over 280 entries, which was really awesome.
Oh, wow. That's some really good feedback they got then.
Definitely, yeah. So very cool there.
And the winner got some really good pins. And you said you're going to get the first box soon, Ryan?
Yeah. They're supposed to send me over one of the first boxes to review. So it should be, I'm assuming, within like the next month. And whenever I do that, we're going to have a video up on the YouTube channel of me unboxing that video. Or that box.
Very nice.
So cool. All right, we had some other news come out of D23 this past week on August 15th. Destination D Amazing Adventures is the next D23 event at Walt Disney World. I'm going to be there because they always have exclusive pin releases. Walt Disney Imagineering from Mickey's of Glendale. And the announcement was really cool. They're going to have James Cameron and a few other Imagineers, especially like Joe Rohde, which is cool. I've seen him before at the last D23 Expo out in California. But I'm really excited for the panel, the different panels they're going to have this weekend, or the weekend in November. And super excited about the new Imagineers that they announced. And I'm excited for this because they're going to be talking about the 45th anniversary, some things from the Jungle Cruise and Adventureland. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. I have my ticket for that weekend, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be attending this event. But when I saw James Cameron that's going to be there, I'm like, I don't know, Matt. You might have to buy a ticket now. James Cameron is I'm a big fan of his, especially with Avatar. And then I'm pretty sure he's going to be unveiling all the information for the world of Avatar that's coming to Animal Kingdom. And so we might get a date from that event as well.
Oh, yeah, very true. I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, next, we had a new Magical Mystery Pin Series arrive at Disney Parks. This is Series number 10, which I was surprised to see because Series 9 just came out not that long ago. But Series 10 features 6 different pins, and they're in this shape of a postage stamp. Featured characters are Jiminy Cricket, Bambi, Captain Hook, Cheshire Cat, Dopey, and Lady and the Tramp. And these are really cool to have. There's 1 pin per pouch. I just like opening these up, and the price point is pretty cheap. It's only $5.99 for one of these pins. So pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's a pretty cheap price point for 1 pin, especially for a new pin, for that matter as well. And yeah. Not much to say there.
All right. Also at Disney Parks, a new lanyard pouch arrived this past week. It is a Princess Tassel lanyard pouch, and we've starting to see more of these come out. And this one's unique because it has a little gold tassel on the top of it. And then the bottom of it features various Disney princesses in the shape of a castle. And it's pink, and these are great for holding like your annual pass or credit cards or money, whatever. And the retail price is only $9.99, so great for to put at the end of your lanyard.
Yeah, I do like the design of like the image that they chose, the princesses within the castle. I think if they were to, that would be like a great pin or even a puzzle pin to put those characters together and to make that one full castle. I think that would be a good pin idea. Yeah,
definitely. Epcot Food and Wine Festival, we're starting to hint at some new pins coming out. Disney hasn't officially announced the pin releases yet, but we were able to get images of some of the upcoming ones. The pictures aren't the best yet, so we're going to update the blog post as soon as we get better pictures and Disney officially announces it. But we're starting to see a preview here of some of the pins. The Epcot International Food and Wine Festival logo pin is kind of like a hinge pin. You open it up and it has Figment on the inside of it. It looks like on the left might be a like a menu or something for food related. There's another Epcot Food and Wine Festival logo pin with Figment on it, and it has some gold and glitter embellishments. There's another one. What's the character's name, Matt? from
yeah,
the
yeah, because someone over here has
Yeah.
not watched Emperor's New Groove, but yes, it's Yzma and Krunk, and I was telling you earlier when you sent me this photo that this is a great pin because you don't
Love
see
it.
Emperor's New Groove's pin at all, and so I love how because Krunk is a chef in the movie.
Oh, okay.
So
That makes
he's
sense.
also he's a servant of Yzma, but he can he's like one all do all type of guy.
Got it.
And so he can cook, and I think that's a great pin for the Food and Wine Festival. So I can't wait to purchase that. If this is indeed the pin that we're getting, hopefully this is this isn't official yet. So hopefully this is official once they release the images.
Yeah, and my favorite is the last one we saw featuring the 3 Caballeros because I'm a collector of them. It's a 3-hinge pin, features Donald in the front, and then when you open it up, it has Jose and Pachito. And I cannot tell really what they're doing because the image is very small, but I'm excited for that pin. I'll probably pick that one up for myself. So yeah, like I said, once we get more images, I'm assuming there's going to be more pins because Disney usually always does a pin set or a box pin set for Food and Wine. So we will update the post as soon as we get more information.
Yeah, this is like a great preview for these pins so far.
Definitely. Heading over to Disney Store UK, there's a this is Disney Movie Club. Yeah, because I got confused because this week on August 23rd, there is a Beauty and the Beast release at Disney Store UK, which we talked about in last week's podcast. But there is a new Beauty and the Beast Movie Club pin. This is for VIP members of Disney Movie Club. It's only $6.95. It's a limited series, and this celebrates the 25th anniversary of Beauty and the Beast. So, pretty cool.
Yeah, this is the second Beauty and the Beast pin that we're featuring in 2. Well, I guess this is the third pin that we're featuring in the next 2 weeks. And mentioned earlier, I didn't realize the 25th anniversary. I think that's pretty cool. That's probably why we're seeing a lot of Beauty and the Beast pins pop up as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're probably going to see some more at Disney parks later this year, which will be cool.
That would be, yeah.
Heading over to Shanghai Disney Resort, another one of the mural pins. This is part of the Princess Seasonal Mosaic Murals collection was released. This is the second one in the series. The first one featured Tangled, and this one features Frozen. These are beautiful pins, and limited edition of 800, only available at Shanghai Disney Resort. It was released on August 18th, 2016. And it's got Anna and Elsa, and you got Olaf on there. Looks like they're ice skating, and just a really cool pin.
Oh, it's a beautiful pin there, Ryan. Couldn't agree more. I think somebody wrote that we had these nice pins over in the U.S., but I think they're giving Shanghai some of the nicer ones because it's the brand new park. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, that could be. Yep.
But either way, this is a great pin. For a Frozen pin, too.
Oh, for sure. And I think there's going to be 2 more releases in this series. That's the rumor I heard. So
Okay.
we will see.
Yes.
Sticking with Shanghai, this is some unique news that just came out. There are going to be new ACME Hotart limited release pins that are coming out. These are exclusive to the Shanghai Disney Resort, but the PinCon World event next weekend on August 28th, they're getting a few of them. There's about, I think, 16 different releases that are coming. So people who have a gold or silver sponsorship of PinCon World received an email this weekend where they were able to purchase these pins. So I actually got mine. I purchased a few. They're not going to be available at the actual event. They're going to be shipped once the pins become available at the end of September. So there's a lot of cool pins in this collection. They range anywhere from $9.99 to $14.99, so they're relatively inexpensive and beautiful pins. There's anything from Sorcerer Mickey, Olaf. You got Ariel, Bambi, some Winnie the Pooh pins, Mickey and Minnie, Pluto, Donald Duck, and Goofy, Cinderella. There's a bunch of different ones. My favorite is I like the Olaf one a lot, and I also like the Island Picnic, which features Minnie and Mickey on the beach enjoying a sandwich, which is great.
I was just about to say that, Ryan. I was really admiring the detail on this pin, and like you said, this whole series is very unique in and of itself. Mm-hmm. But definitely this, you have that it's called the Island Picnic. You have a pirate ship almost in the background. Mm-hmm. They're on an island. They're like Minnie's handing Mickey a sandwich. They're ready for a picnic, and it looks like Mickey is sitting on a cup or a log. Oh, sorry, that's a log, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like a log or a bucket. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because the first glance looked like he was sitting like on a plastic cup. I'm like, okay, yeah. Cups work too.
Yeah, I don't know. You might bust that cup, but
yeah, you gotta watch out there, Mickey. Yeah. But yeah, this is really, really unique. I really also like the Winnie the Pooh pin, with the honey dripping down from the tree. Oh, yeah. And yeah, it's a really nice pin.
I think this is a great opportunity for those attending PinCon World to get some Shanghai releases over here in America. But for those that aren't attending, we should have a few available in our store, dpbstore.com, at the end of September, early October timeframe. So we will be sure to announce once we know which pins we'll be able to have for our store.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right, heading over to Disneyland Resort. Spotted this past week the Frozen Live at the Hyperion Theater. They have a new pin and lanyard that came out. This is for guests who participate in the backstage experience for this new Frozen show at Disney California Adventure Park. Pretty cool pin. It features Anna and Elsa, their silhouette, and it's got some glitter embellishments. Very cold-looking pin, and the lanyard's pretty nice too. So that's a cool gift for those who attend the backstage experience over there at Disneyland Resort.
Yeah, I wish that all, like, I know I did a backstage tour, or one of the tours at Disney World, and we got a pin button as our souvenir, but I would prefer that if there were pins, like official Disney pins that we took. Yeah. But you know, we're but I think it's a little bit biased because we're pin traders.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the buttons are nice, but give me a pin.
Yeah, the button's nice. nice thoughts.
Yeah. I did the backstage, or no, what was it? The Keys to the Kingdom tour, yeah, and they gave me a button.
They give you a button, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, heading over to Mickey's of Glendale, they had a new open edition pin release, which is unusual for them. They usually get limited edition of 250 pin releases over there. This is for cast members only. But yeah, this past weekend they got a Walt Disney Imagineering a Rainbow Sorcerer and Mickey pin. So it's the standard Sorcerer and Mickey kind of silhouette, but he is in a rainbow flag, and it's an open edition. Retail price is $8.95. Available for cast members only, like I said, and it's limited of 2 per person per day.
I do agree with you, Ron. It is a unique pin in and of itself. I'm not sure exactly what type of message it is saying here, but it's definitely a nice pin in and of itself.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that will do it for the pin news. We're going to talk about the new pins coming up now for this week. This is August 2016, week 4. These pins are all releasing on August 25th, this Thursday, when I arrive in Florida. Cannot wait. But first, Disneyland Resort, they're getting another one of the Bon Vivant pins. This is features Mickey and Minnie in the teacup, and it's limited edition of 1,500. This is the 3rd pin in this series, and it's only available at Disneyland Resort. And then... Yeah. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah. I'm loving this set because it looks like that they're at Disney parks, but they don't care that they're at Disney parks.
Exactly. Minnie's doing her makeup.
Yeah. You're riding the teacups, and you're doing your makeup. I mean, that's hard. You can't you can't do that. You're spinning.
And look at Mickey. He is not amused.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
It's like this is a kid's ride, and And Minnie's like, I'm just here to put on my makeup. That's all I'm here to do.
Yeah.
So, because spinning around is the best time for that.
Exactly. I mean, her lips are not going to look good after that.
I really would like to see the aftermath of this.
That mirror is going to just fly right out of her hand.
Yeah. They're not having it.
No.
It's like we should have booked fast passes for another ride or something. It just, they're not amused.
No, not at all. All right, shared pin releases this week at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. We have another Star Wars pin of the month.
Ryan, I'm really doubting that this title here, Pin of the Month.
Yeah, we get one every week.
It's more like Pin of the Week. That's what we're getting down to, because this is like the fourth pin released in the month of August.
Yeah. Well, I think they're catching up because I believe this was supposed to probably start back in January, but.
Yeah, oh wow! So it's almost like a countdown pin for like the movie almost.
Yeah, kind of.
And now they're just like, you know what? We couldn't do a month. We're still calling it the month, but we're just going to fast forward to the weeks now.
Yeah. But this pin features the land of, I'm probably going to butcher this, but I think it's, you're like waiting for that.
I am.
Is it a Mustafar?
It's just about, yeah. You said it right.
Okay. It's a limited edition of 6,000 split between both coasts. And it features two guys fighting with lightsabers.
Oh, come on there, Ryan. I'm gonna backseat on you. I'm gonna take over this one.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's Mustafar, right? It's the planet's name, otherwise known as the Lava Planet, and it is Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker fighting in the scene. So this is like the last, like the climactic scene in the Revenge of the Sith, which is the Star Wars third movie in the original trilogy. Not the original trilogy, the prequel series. And so I never
saw that series.
You never saw the prequel series at all?
No.
Oh, well, I don't blame you, but at least fast forward to the third movie of this scene, because this scene, the fight scene between Obi-Wan and Anakin are unbelievable, or is unbelievable, and this is like one of my favorite scenes. And this is what I was telling you last week, Ryan, that there's a new pin that was coming out, and I really want this pin because it's one of my favorite scenes in probably the whole Star Wars series. There's many favorite, but this is one of them, and so I'm definitely looking forward to getting this pin. And this is right before the scene where Anakin turns into Darth Vader.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What's a little fun fact there? I never knew.
Little fun fact, yeah.
Are these pins, have you seen them? Are they moving quickly off the shelves, or are they sitting?
I have seen them, but I don't think they're sitting. Because from my understanding, last time I went to Disney Springs was last weekend. So I think I saw the last pin of the month. So the one that was just released.
Okay.
And
the older one?
I haven't seen the older ones.
Okay.
Since maybe 2 weeks, maybe two pins, but I haven't seen all four sitting there. So they're definitely moving.
Okay, cool. All right, then we got the next Disney Duets pin of the month. This one features Aladdin and Jafar. It's a limited edition of 3,000. Retail price is $14.99. Available on both coasts, August 25th. And then also up on our weekly pin blog post, we have some helpful links for the pin event weekend here coming up. We have Pixar Party event itinerary, Pixar Party event details, and then PinCon World event details, as well as links to all of our Snapchats so you can follow along for the big weekend here coming up. Well, all right, that'll do it for pin news. We'll head over to Matt now for park news.
All right, so it's a bit of a light week here as we're all prepping for the Pixar party, but there is other things happening around Disney parks, so I'm going to go right into it. There's a short refurb, so everyone who's coming in for the Pixar party, unfortunately, there are a couple rides that are still undergoing refurbishments, but the one that's starting this Monday, August 22nd, is It's a Small World. It's going through about a month-long refurb. It will not open back until September 16th.
What?
So,
really?
Yeah, that's one of the attractions. Yeah,
Oh, great.
It's a short refurb. Rides that will, for those who are, like I said, are coming to the Pixar Party. If you're heading into the parks, other attractions which I mentioned on a couple weeks of podcasts, or last week's and previous podcasts before. Big Thunder Railroad Mountain is still undergoing refurbishment. The Celebrate the Magic show will not be going on this week at all. The Swiss Family Treehouse is still under refurbishment, and the dinosaur ride over at Animal Kingdom is still undergoing refurbishment. So just a little heads up. I know I mentioned these before in previous podcasts. Just a little reminder: if you are coming to Disney parks, just be mindful those rides are not going to be available.
All right, thanks for the update.
No problem. Hopping over to Epcot, for those who had the opportunity to ride Frozen Ever After attraction, Ryan and I, we can attest to that. This is a really great ride. But if you noticed at the final drop of the attraction, there has always been a flash there.
Yeah.
And I believe that flash was always meant for a photo. But once you left the attraction, you don't know where to go find your photo or pick up your photo or even go to your app and notice a photo. Now, looks like the photo's up and running. I've been seeing a lot of people pop up and saying they got their photo from the attraction. So it looks like it's up and running. That can be found on your My Photo Pass or the My Disney Experience app in the Photo Pass area. So if you are planning on riding this attraction, be sure to check that out. That the flash looks like it's actually going to work this time.
Oh, great.
Moving on to Animal Kingdom, there's been some interesting news. I mentioned last week that the Jungle Book Alive with Magic show is coming to an end on September 5th, which is Labor Day. So those, again, who are coming to the Pixar Party, and you haven't seen the show, check it out because it's closing very soon. I don't want you guys to miss out on that. But it looks like right after it, September 6th. So for anybody who's been coming to Animal Kingdom or Disney parks over the summer, you know that Animal Kingdom's been open to 11 o'clock. 11 p.m. The last showing of the Jungle Book was at 10:30. So once the show's over, pretty much the park is closed. So since the show is coming to an end, they're readjusting their park hours. So starting September 6th, the park will be closing starting at 9 p.m.
All right. I mean, it's not 6 anymore, but
it's not. Well, then this is hear this, Ryan. So the park is starting to close at 9 a.m. on September 6th throughout the month of September. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Enter the month of October. I was doing a little bit of digging here.
Yeah.
Enter the month of October. The last day of September and the first day of October, it closes at 8:30. Half an hour sooner.
Okay.
Then it transitions through the first week of September. It closes at 7:30 p.m.
Until when? The first week of when?
The first week of October. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The first week of October, it closes at 7:30.
Okay.
Then through the second week, the third week, the fourth week of October, it closes at 7. So then I was like, wow,
we're pushing it back.
We're close. Yeah, we keep pushing it back. Then I looked into further and started looking at November, and they close at 5 p.m.
Oh, my God. They went back to how they were then. Jeez.
And then I just hopped over to December, and still 5 p.m., 9 to 5 p.m.
Wow.
So here's the thing, Ryan. These times might not be set in stone.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to see how they're closing earlier and earlier as the months go on. Now, You know that daylight savings time, during daylight savings times, the sun goes down at around 8:30. When it's not in effect, we have, so around, I think October, November time, the sun will start going down around 6 o'clock.
Right.
And so my question is that all summer, we've been advertising Animal Kingdom at night. I thought it was permanent once it started. And now it looks like that, based on what I'm seeing here, that it's not as permanent as we thought, and they're doing something else. Looks like they're going back to their normal hours and kind of getting rid of Animal Kingdom at night.
Well, hopefully, once the Rivers of Light comes, that we go back to that 11 p.m. time frame, because I think that was their goal whenever That's what I think it is whenever Avatar Land comes. So I think they were kind of preparing for that. I hope so, because I like Animal Kingdom at night. It's fun.
Yeah, it's really unique. I mean, even without the Jungle Book Alive with Magic Show, they still had the Tree of Life. You still have riding Everest at night. You had the nighttime safari at Kilimanjaro Safari. They have those little carnivals around like for in Africa and the other places down in Dino Land. So yeah, this is very interesting to see that the time is going back up to 5 p.m., 7 p.m., even before it gets dark. So you couldn't even enjoy those like the Tree of Life at night because it's not going to be dark enough to even enjoy it.
Right.
So very interesting
Crazy.
there, yeah.
Guess we'll see. We'll keep an eye out on it.
So now I'm going over to the rumor reel. There are a couple rumors floating around. Thought I would mention it. One of them is Disney is considering an Uber paid transportation system over at Walt Disney World. It's not partnering up with Uber or anything. It's going to be like Uber. So instead of taking Disney transportation, you would take what looks like it's going to be called Disney's Direct Transportation Service.
Okay, so it's kind of competing with Uber?
I guess so, because I know a lot of taxis and Ubers and Uber drivers come into Disney parks and drop off guests.
Yeah.
At there, I guess Disney might be trying to compete with them, and looks like they're going to be offering this feature for guests who are staying on property. So I guess because you're already paying for the transportation for Disney transportation when you're staying on property, but I guess now it's going to be more. They're giving you an option to be more direct, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess you can get there at a faster pace. I'm not sure how much they would charge, but I guess if you're really crunched down on time and you really want to get that fast pass, and you have to wait for the bus, and then you have to wait for people to get on the bus, and then you get to the park. So I mean, do I think it's good? This feature is going to be raving? No, but I think for some guests that instant. Hey, it's just our family, and we need to go now. Might be to benefiting some people.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think I would try it out. You'd probably get there faster. Wouldn't have to wait for the bus and all that. But it's good too if you don't want to have to rent a car.
Very true.
For having a car,
but it looks like you're only using this feature in Disney parks. So I mean, some people do rent a car, but I think if you're renting a car. I would hope that you're planning on leaving Disney property to use that car, because once you're in it, I mean, it does help out a little bit. So I mean, it really depends.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So that's a little. Also in the rumor reel, is the last thing here. It looks like Disney is testing a new Magic Band. Ryan, have you heard about this?
No, I didn't.
No, it looks like an oval or an egg-shaped Magic Band, where it looks like that. They're testing this out, and it's going to be featured almost like an Apple Watch, where they're going to be selling you just the face of the Magic Band, and you can then buy the bracelets or the band separately.
Okay. Wow.
So at this point, so basically the middle part is going to be like an oval, and then the band will be interchangeable. So then at that point, the middle part where the scan and everything is yours to keep for as always, and then you can customize the band. So instead of you holding all these or buying all these different Magic Bands that have different characters on it, and then you have to switch out the each Magic Band.
Right.
You're just going to be switching out the band and just replace the oval egg-shaped, I guess, part, and just switch it from band to band.
That's smart. That'd be cool. I'm curious to see what the oval thing looks like, though. Is it similar, just the Mickey face, or is it going to be like a screen?
It's definitely a Mickey shape. You have the same logo. If you look at your Magic Band, you have like that Mickey symbol in the middle there.
Yeah.
So that's still there, and then you have an oval. I have a photo for those who are listening or who are watching on YouTube. You'll see it now. Okay. But I guess Ron, you haven't seen it yet. No. So it looks very interesting. So we'll see where that comes from.
Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
But all right, so that's all the park happenings I have for this week. But now we're getting into the Pixar Party Field Disney chit chat.
Yeah.
and we are going to be talking about ways. We're prepping for the Pixar Party. We're a couple days away. Next week, I think we're going to have our recap. We're going to give you guys a full review on how everything went. But now we're going to be giving you guys what you guys should be packing, what you guys should maybe expect, little tips and hints. I know, Ryan, you've been there many times, so you have a lot to say.
Yeah.
This is my first time. So let's get started with Ryan. So let's start with the packing. What is like must needs? What do you need to bring with you to the Pixar Party?
Just bring some pins with you. It'll be fine.
Okay,
I'm kidding. Okay.
Well, that. Thank you for listening to Disney Chit Chat, and
see you next week.
Just bring your pins.
No, so I mean, this has changed in the past. You could obviously bring more with Disney's security and whatnot. You're kind of limited to what you can even bring now. But one of the things, I forget the sizes, but I think you can't go any more than 24 inches. So that can be a backpack, that can be a small piece of luggage, wheels, without wheels. That's basically what you can bring now. And for those attending a Pixar Party, they sent out an email this past week, kind of reminding you of the guidelines and what you can and can't bring. In the past, you were able to bring like large coolers. People brought folding chairs while they're waiting in line. You could sit down in the chairs. That's not really allowed anymore. So for me, I like to pack light. I don't really bring a ton of pins. I know a lot of guests will bring a bunch of different backpacks with binder after binder. Those are for the people that sit over whenever you're in the convention, they sit on the left-hand side. They kind of get the table and they sit down all day and they'll, wait for guests to come to them and pin trade with them. I like to go in the Disney lines. I think it's fun going up to the pin boards and the little games they have. So I really don't even bring that many traders. I bring one binder full. I max it out. I put it in a backpack. I have my Mickey Vans backpack. Actually, I think I'm going to bring a different backpack that I got at Disney Parks. It's I'm sure you guys have seen it if you've been to Disney Parks recently. It's the Mickey kind of like comic book one, and has wheels on the bottom of the little handle that comes up. So I'm going to be bringing that. I'm going to put my binder in there, and then I bring like my camera and like battery chargers for my phone and all that good stuff. But yeah, I mainly just go in the lines, the Disney lines, and I have random traders for those boards, usually like hidden Mickeys or booster pins. And then I also throw in some rare pins, maybe some limited edition, limited releases, even mystery pin box pins. Because as I'm waiting in line for the Disney pin boards, because you usually wait like a half hour to 45 minutes in line, you end up making friends with the guests you're in line with, and people are trading as they're in line, going to the trading boards. So I like to have better pins for the guests in line. So that's why I try to bring some limited editions that I don't want anymore, or limited release pins. I'll throw those in my book as well, so I can trade during line, and then have the like hidden Mickey pins, booster pins for when I go to the pin board. And I usually do that all day long. Occasionally I will go over to the big room where the hardcore pin traders are. That's what I like to call them, because it's usually like all limited rare pins over there. I don't trade too much with them, just because I don't really have many old rare pins that people usually want. So, but yeah, I love staying on the in the line on the Disney side. But yeah, I'm fine with bringing a backpack and like one binder, maybe even a little bag full of traders. I don't like to have a lot with me because I just want to wheel around my one bag. That's all I really want. You know?
All right. So just a little bit of a recap there. Pack light. Make sure you have your chargers on you. Like external batteries are definitely a plus since you're going to be in that building all day. You may not be using your phone, but definitely to have it just in case.
And definitely I would also, a lot of people pack snacks. So
okay.
if you have a backpack or a piece of luggage, throw some snacks in there, some bottles of water, because a lot of times people don't even leave the convention. They don't sell food in there. They do have random water stations around. You can get water, but if you want, a soda or some extra water while you're in line, make sure you bring a water bottle. Throw it in your backpack or your luggage so you can have it, and so you can spend all day there. Even like some snack bars. I'm probably gonna bring some bars or chips with me or something.
Okay, so definitely snacks. You're going to be hungry.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move over to the breakfast. Like for myself, I've never been to the breakfast before. So what can people expect if they've never been, they never had the opportunity to get the breakfast before?
Yeah, so honestly, from my experience, I've been to 3 of these events, and I think I've only ever done one breakfast. Yeah. So when I did the breakfast, it was last year actually. A lot of people don't even pay attention to the food. They really just want to get in there an hour and a half early to pin trade. Like, it's crazy. People go in line. You can usually get through the line like 2, maybe 3 times before the general public gets in. So, I thought a bunch of people were going to be getting food, sitting down, enjoying it. People usually grab food and take it in line with them. Or they'll go over. It's a buffet style. That's how it was last year anyways. They have coffee, I think orange juice. You got your eggs. I think they might have sausage, potatoes, stuff like that. The food was good. I liked it. So I'm looking forward to this year and see what type of food they have this year. I think what I did last year is I just got myself a plate. And there's some chairs next to the buffet, near the stage. So I think I just grabbed my plate and I ate in the chairs real quick. I honestly, I probably ate within 5-10 minutes because I wanted to get in line too. That's another reason why you pay the extra to get in early, because you can get through the lines faster.
Well, yeah, I believe it was an extra $45, and so you get a breakfast, you get a buffet, you get extra hour and a half inside the park, and you also get a pin as well, right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. I think it's a great deal, honestly.
And okay, so let's talk about for those first timers coming to the Pixar, or coming to the big trading event. It can be discouraging. It could be overwhelming. A lot of people, a lot of different pins going around. What can we how can we help them out? What's the best advice you can get the nerves away and make sure everyone has a good time?
Yeah, so if you're a beginner pin trader, honestly, when I first went, I was overwhelmed by the whole thing. Just take it slow, look around. There's a lot to look at. Disney sometimes has entertainment. You can check out the silent auction, walk through there, just talk, hang out with people. For the first timers, if you don't have a lot of really good limited edition pins or rare pins, I would just avoid that secondary room where people sit down and lay all their pin books. Stick on the Disney side and do the lines like I do. I think you'll have a better time doing that. Just take your time. Really, really enjoy it. It goes fast. So, just have a good time and enjoy it.
All right, so there you go. Ryan's little helpful hints there, because unfortunately I can't say much because I've never been. So I can only say that I'm packing. I am packing light. Ryan suggested before bring snacks, so that's what I'm doing. Because I know I'm going to be hungry. The breakfast will probably help out for a little bit, and then the snack will probably hold me over till about 5 when it's over, and then from there on so forth. So I mean, from what I've heard, there's a lot of things you can do. Like you said before, you can either stand in line all day and for the pin boards, or you can go around and trade with other people at their collections, wherever they're sitting down.
Yep. And one more thing I wanted to mention about food. The breakfast is only on Friday. So the breakfast if you're doing the breakfast, it can hold you over. But if you're not, during lunch, I would just go out. UK is the closest area. So you can grab a bite to eat in UK Pavilion. I usually get the fish and chips there or something. It's really great. Then you can just head back in. Also, if you're staying on Disney property, specifically Swan, Dolphin, Boardwalk, Yacht and Beach Club, those resorts over there, Boardwalk Bakery is an awesome option as you're walking over to Epcot in the morning. They're open early. A lot of people stop there and they grab a breakfast sandwich. They have really good croissants, ham, egg, and cheese type sandwiches and stuff. And it's relatively inexpensive. So that's a great option.
So Ryan, I know people arrive there early. So the event starts at 10 o'clock. What time would you suggest people to arrive? Because I know there's a long line just to get into the venue.
So you're talking about the people with the general, and not the breakfast?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I would get there at least an hour in advance. Probably generals. I would probably get there around 8. 8 o'clock in the morning. I think it's great.
So okay.
Yeah, for us,
and then,
like since we're
for the people who are going to breakfast, what time should we get
for
there?
Us, we have to be there. So the breakfast opens at 8:30.
Right.
I would like to be over in line by 7:30, like an hour in advance, maybe even 7, just so we can get into line early. Because people are nuts; they're going to get there early.
Yeah, I mean, I did hear all the crazy stories of how early you need to get there. Yeah. So, last thing before we head out, I want to mention that I have noticed a couple of new things. One of them being the Pixar Party scavenger hunt. So the scavenger hunt in general, it looks like it is a new feature going over to this pin event. And it looks like in the past, they give you these pin sets, about 6 pins in this set. Mm-hmm. In the years past, they would be only available at the event, so you have to go and trade for them. Yep. Last year, they just handed them to you. This year, it looks like they're going to be given to you either before or after you participate in the scavenger hunt. So that'll be really interesting to see if it's before, maybe those pins will help you on your scavenger hunt. If it's after, then maybe that's your reward after you completed the scavenger hunt. So we'll see what that's all about. But that's one of the new things there. And also, Ryan, you mentioned that there's no pin talk this year, which has been in previous years.
Right, yeah. I'm kind of disappointed there's no pin talk because that was always fun. You could see the upcoming releases for the new year. So I'm not sure why they are doing that. But
you still get to see the new pins. There's like a area where you can see upcoming pins, right?
Yeah, we'll be able to see, if they do it the same, we'll be able to see the previews for the remainder of this year.
Okay.
Pin Talk kind of showed the pins for the fall in the next year.
I see.
But I'm still excited to see. I hope they bring it out again. We'll be able to see all the Halloween pins, food and wine, Christmas, holiday, New Year's pins. So that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. But it looks like so thank you, Ryan, for giving us all those helpful hints. I know that helped me. Some of the stuff I didn't know about.
Yeah, no problem.
And so that would be fun. But before we go, before we get there, we like to keep the conversation going. If we miss any helpful hints, you'd like to help any of our viewers and listeners out on if anyone's been to the Disney Pin, the big Disney Pins, the big Disney Pin event.
Yeah.
Just send, if you're watching on YouTube, comment below, or just go to our forums, DisneyPinsBlog.com on the forums tab, and we'll have a spot of prepping for the Pixar party, and write any hints that you think will be helpful for prepping for this event, because I think it's going to be a good one. And also to mention that it's sold out.
Yes,
this event is sold out.
Yeah, about a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to find that out, because typically, in the past couple of years, from what I know, the events have not been selling out. Yeah,
it hasn't sold out since the 13 Reflections of Evil event.
So that was 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow, so there you go. So 3 years ago. So this might be a sign of a good thing coming. Definitely Pixar is that's definitely a bringing people in.
Yeah, for sure.
And so definitely would like to hear your comments. And before we go, we always like to hear words of wisdom from Progress John. And so, Ryan, you did a little touch-up on the website, didn't you?
Yeah, guys, we're changing some things around a little bit. ProgressJohn.com is no longer a thing. the site has been removed. But we are going to keep Progress John alive. He's going to be moving over to DisneyPinsBlog.com eventually. We just got to figure out the random quote generator on Disney Pins blog. So, but yeah, ProgressJohn.com is no longer a thing.
But we're still going to keep alive in we're still going to keep alive in the DPB podcast.
Yeah.
Once we get that situated. But I think a good quote, which is a very famous quote, so it's not going to be random anymore, at least for now anyway. Mm-hmm. But definitely one that kind of one that everyone should remember. It's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good lead in to the Pixar party. It's a couple tomorrows away, but it's coming up. It's coming up. And so, so I'm really excited for it. Yeah, I can't wait. But thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Hopefully by next week we would have this the video issue. We were having really bad technical difficulties on the video part, and so we just wanted to get the podcast up and running. So by next week, Ryan and I, we're going to be together.
Yeah, we'll be doing it together.
Yeah, we're doing this together, so we're going to have zero issues whatsoever.
Yeah.
So bear with us for this week. Sorry for the inconvenience, but be sure to check back next week for more DPB podcast action and for the recap of the Pixar Party event.
Yes. All right, guys. Thanks for listening and watching. We really appreciate it. And we'll be back again next week.
See ya.
See ya.